So here I picked the Marksman Specialist with Feign and the Tarantula here. My opponent has the Cost Control Specialist with Crawler and Tarantula. And so let's see how this plays out then. And so I don't know the best meta for positioning units at the start. So maybe there's some improvements that need to be made in my initial positioning here. But yeah, I'm not sure what the meta would be for Feigns and Spiders. Would it be better to put the Feigns back here? I don't know. So how am I going to learn that? I don't know. I feel like this is okay, but maybe not. And if any of you guys have any other suggestions for me, or tips, or any ideas, please feel free to share them. I'm happy to listen, and hopefully we can learn from each other. We see my opponent taking advantage of the extra 100 supplies that he gets by picking up another spider, which is pretty darn good. And I go for the double marksman. Again, I don't know if this is the best way to play. I mean, I would assume this is decent to pick up 2 marksmen, but he does, I think he's got the advantage just because he's got the extra 100, so he goes into another spider, which I think is pretty good. So let's see how this plays out here. He picks up another crawler as well, which is also pretty good. And part of it is just I feel like I'm getting bad luck with the targeting. We completely ignore the crawlers that go up the middle, and they take out one of my snipers right away. And that's all she wrote. So not sure why my spiders chose to ignore the center. I would think they're close enough together that they could actually target the center quick, but apparently not. So yeah, it seems like he's got really good position in here, and again, he uses his money advantage to... Let's go back here, actually. Goodness, okay. So yeah, I mean, we got our free marksman now, so that should be pretty good. That should help out, I think, right? Some interesting options here, and I think I just end up going for the hounds. My opponent has 500, I have 400 to work with. And he ends up going for the Void Eye. I think I just end up going for the hounds because I feel like I need more help on the sides as well. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe that was a bad choice as well. So like, yeah, even looking back at this now, I can't say I understand what the best option is here. It's very tricky. I don't know. This game is very hard. Very, very hard. I'm having a hard time figuring it out. So I go for the hounds on the sides here, thinking, maybe that'll just give the spiders that little bit of extra help that they need to chaff clear. I just felt like my spiders were struggling for some reason, and I still kind of feel that way too. So I don't know where I'm wrong. So I put another spider in the middle as well, because again, our middle, we got kind of wrecked with the crawlers going right up the middle here. And our spiders didn't turn to help out. So now I'm picking up crawlers to get some more chaff going. And my opponent just went into Void Eyes. So it's got 4 packs of Void Eyes, which are pretty good. He didn't add any more chaff. He didn't add anything else. But he did get the range on the spiders. So that was, I think, a pretty good play on his part. But again, like, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do here to try to catch up. Because that's the thing about this game, is I feel it can be pretty snowbally. Because when you're winning these rounds, especially when you win a round so heavily like you did in the first round, he gets a lot of XP out of it. You can see my spiders did not get as much XP as his. I guess my spider on the left did okay, but my right spider did really bad. And so he's got very little XP. And I think that all adds up quite a bit over time. And so how do you turn a game around? I guess is the thing I struggle with the most, I think, is how do you turn it around when you're behind like this? I'm already falling behind. He's got the extra money from the cost control. And so let's see how this round plays out. And I'm pretty sure he wins this round pretty heavily as well, putting me even farther behind. And so maybe my feigns are just too far up. I think they might be too far up. And so that could just be a pretty big problem. Or maybe I just need to put my spiders up further. Maybe the feigns were in a decent spot and just got to put my spiders up further. I don't know. Is it better to put the feigns back further and the spiders up a little bit, or put the feigns up and then put the spiders up even more, if that makes sense? So I don't know. We do clear his chaff pretty well this time, but he does have a lot of void eyes and a lot of spiders, and the void eyes are pretty darn tanky and do a lot of damage. So I think this round looked a little better for me than the previous round, but still not great. Still not great. I think I might want to change up my text again on the snipers. I keep going back and forth on the assault mode tech. I really like it when you play aggressively, but in standard, I don't think the assault mode is worth it. And I've been trying to play standard more lately, so I think maybe I gotta swap off the assault mode again. Yo, Spiral, what's up, dude? Welcome back, man. How's it going? I'm new, so don't know if it works, but the way I win, if they are snowballing, is go for a Hail Mary play, where they have to react to next round and keep them guessing after that, but it doesn't always work. Yeah, I feel like that might be the only way to do it. That's what I'm trying to figure out, kind of. Like, is there another way to play more simple and standard and still come back? Or is that the only way to do it, is to throw that Hail Mary play out there and try to catch them off guard? Because that's definitely a great way to do it, and that definitely does work. I've done that before as well, but that's also a very difficult way to do it as well, because then you, like you're saying, you got to keep them guessing the rest of the game, so you have to constantly come up with new problems for them to solve. So I think that's definitely one way to go about it, and probably the best way to go about it, honestly. You know, and maybe even utilize the flanks more and stuff of that nature. But yeah, because I'm trying to think of other ways to do it other than that big Hail Mary play, or just the crazy random plays to keep them guessing. But I can't think of any other ways to do it, honestly. There's no real comeback mechanic in this game other than getting lucky with some of the cards. If you get, cards that are in your favor and whatnot. Yeah, let's take a look at this round here now. We both go for the intensive training. And so, I mean, that's kind of what I was trying to do yesterday, is see if I can turn these games around just by playing more normal and standard. Rather than going for the Hail Mary play. And I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't get it to work. And I'm still having a hard time thinking of a way to make that work. Because at this point, he's just kind of outclassing me. He gets his spider leveled up here already, and that's without his intensive training. But yeah, looking back at it again as well, I think my feigns are too far up, and I think they're too far up probably, or I just gotta put my spiders up a little bit further to compensate for it. So I think that might be the biggest problem here. So I think my feigns are just dying off way too quick. They're dying off way before anything else is even shooting on my board. So you can see his crawlers coming in. Basically, just as I'm getting to that front line, which works, perfectly for him. And then he kind of is able to just pick off my units as soon as the Fanes are gone. The Fanes are gone. Yeah, I want to see. I think he picks up the Fanes. Okay, so he does pick up the range as well on his Void Eyes. So he's just like way ahead of me here. He's got the range already on the spiders and on the Void Eyes. So his Void Eyes have the same range as my snipers now. And so he gets the Fanes on the side, and you can see his Fanes are kind of right in line with his spiders, where mine are way ahead of my spiders. I guess I underestimated the speed on the spider, or I overestimated the speed on the spider. I thought my spiders would run faster and pass up my Fanes. I think that's why I put Fanes up so far. I thought the spiders would run faster, but I guess not. They just kind of, looking at this now actually is very odd. It looks strange to me. I feel like my spiders are way slower than they should be, but not sure why I feel that way. Because I've been playing this game for quite a while now, and I'm still not used to the speed of the units. Oh man, it's odd. Okay, so we went for the amp core, both of us. Okay, I didn't see all the options, but that's okay. But there was that lightning storm, so we're preparing for that. And I'm picking up more spiders here because the hounds didn't seem like they were doing enough. Maybe I should have picked up the field recovery and just sold off the hounds. But I'm always like a little hesitant to do that, because if you pick up the field recovery and start selling things off, you're missing out on those unit deployments. And you're putting yourself down deployments. You're picking up extra cash, which is nice, but you're putting yourself down units. And he's already kind of ahead on the units. So it's kind of a double-edged sword getting the field recovery. It's kind of good and bad. Also thinking of using any utility possible. Sometimes I also sell units and pivot if they keep countering me. The earlier you sell stuff, the better it works, because you help negate the initial scrap tool cost. Yeah, that's a good point as well. Yeah, I mean, like $100 for the field recovery tool isn't too bad, and it's a pretty good deal overall. The only concern that I have with that is you're putting yourself behind on unit deployments, which can sometimes hurt you, but sometimes that is the better play. Sometimes that is better to put yourself behind on the units in order to get yourself a money advantage, or just get yourself into better units that are going to work better overall. The other thing I'm thinking now too is, since we are both going spiders, and he clearly has the better spiders because he's starting to snowball and get more XP than I am, my spiders are still very far from leveling up. So kind of just bashing my head against his spiders isn't really going to work if my spiders are falling behind. So maybe I just need to cut my losses, kind of like what you're saying. Cut my losses on the spiders in particular, because my spiders are the same as his spiders, right? So like how am I going to win this if I have spiders and he has spiders, but his are ahead of mine in XP and everything? So it's kind of just a losing battle, or a losing war. So I got to sell these spiders and maybe transition into a Vulcan or something that's going to hopefully potentially be better than the spider. Or again, just throw that Hail Mary play out there, and grab something that's going to, catch him off guard. So yeah, I think that's probably a big part of the problem for me here. Yeah, I think you're right about that, Sparrow. That's a good point. So again, like, I guess this round wasn't too bad, all things considered. But you can see he just kills my front line way quicker than I kill his. And so that leaves his Void Eyes completely untouched. And now they have the same range as my marksman. So, boom. We at least kill his spiders off. But now he's getting a bunch of XP on his Void Eyes. So it's like he's just snowballing like crazy on me, where I'm just not getting any XP for my spiders, not getting much XP for my marksman even, because they're dying off way quicker than his Void Eyes, or his Void Eyes just aren't dying off at all. So yeah, it's just snowballing on me. I just feel like when I play the tempo game, when they already lead on the tempo, I lose all the time. Yeah, no, exactly. That's the problem I had yesterday. I was kind of trying to play the tempo game, I think, yesterday, and just wasn't working because I was always behind on the tempo from the start. So yeah, I think that's definitely not the way to play. I do pick up the Phantom Race here, thinking maybe this will be enough of a Hail Mary, but he goes for the Typhoon now, and that was a pretty good pickup for him. And yeah, a lot of times I like to, if I'm going to do some kind of Hail Mary play, I like to have that come through the cards. But sometimes the cards don't line up for you, so you can't always rely on the cards either. Put them in the back. I'm not sure exactly where to put them, but kind of just hoping the Phantom Ray will catch him off guard and he won't have a good answer for it. He doesn't have a ton of anti-air. He's got the Fanes and the Typhoons. So I kind of figured the Phantom Ray might work. And again, all our chaff is just dying off way too quick because we have our chaff up too far, and our units can't target. And then my opponent also goes for the temporary range this round too, which I think that ended up winning him this round. That helped him out a ton here. And so, yeah, I think I need to start using the range more frequently, especially in a mirror match like this, where he's got spiders and I got spiders. Well, if I just click the temp range, that gives me a huge advantage on him now, if he doesn't click it for his army. So that's another thing I should probably utilize, is the temp range. And he just pretty easily cleans up my Phantom Rays, because he just cleaned everything else up that much quicker. And so that's that round, another loss. So now we got the Rhino Assault, Advanced Power System, Mass Produced Wasp, Haste Module, and I just don't feel like I'm getting any good options here to help me turn this game around. The Phantom Rays might have been my best chance, and that already kind of failed and backfired on me. So, yeah, I am kind of thinking now that I look at it, maybe I could have sold off the spiders and gone for Wraith, maybe. Or maybe I could just go into something big like the Overlord. I think I might have ended up trying the Abyss at some point, either this round or the next round. But I think it's probably a bit too early for the Abyss. So yeah, let's see what happens here. Yeah, I do go for the Abyss here. So I'm thinking maybe the Overlord would have been better, because obviously the Abyss is just way more expensive than the Overlord. Maybe the Overlord would have given me a good chance, because he doesn't have a lot of good anti-air. Maybe I could have doubled down on the Phantom Rays as well. That might have been a decent option. His Typhoons were still level 1. So he still just doesn't have good anti-air options. And so I think that's kind of why I went into the Abyss, thinking, oh, there's no way he's going to be able to kill my Abyss. But one Abyss just isn't going to be enough when I'm losing the rest of my board that much more. So yeah, maybe doubling down on the Phantom Ray would have been good. I could have gone armor or high explosive, or both the armor and high explosive. That might have been pretty good. I do want to try going burst mode and high explosive. I don't know how that would do. That seems like that would be bad, actually, but I kind of want to try it just to see how it would do. But yeah, I think high explosive can be pretty good on the Phantom Ray, actually. So maybe I should have tried that, or just going for the Wraith or something, because he just doesn't have a lot of good anti-air. So he did level up the Typhoon, and he got the haste module on it, and he got the anti-air spec. So now he does have decent anti-air. It's still not the best, but it's decent. My Rhino drop there does pretty much nothing, but it does pull away some of the crawlers. But you can see my Phantom Rays are kind of just getting shredded by the Typhoon. But if I picked up the armor on them, they wouldn't do too bad. So yeah, I don't think it was worth going for the Abyss here at this point. That was kind of my Hail Mary play. That was kind of just a bad Hail Mary, to be honest. I overestimated the Abyss, and I couldn't kill off his chaff quickly enough, so. And I don't think we need to take too much time on round 7 either, because it's basically the same exact thing. I go for the Vulcan here, and I figure, I'm struggling against the chaff. Maybe I just drop the Vulcan here, and maybe it'll help out enough with the chaff. But probably should have put it more on the left side, and probably should have put it back further as well. And I think my Vulcan here gets just, almost immediately sniped and destroyed. So should have put the Vulcan back a little bit further. Put it more on the left side to help out this Abyss. I know something else I tend to do is I try to compensate for the side that I think is weaker. And I should probably just play for the side that's stronger. So like, go back to 7 here. And so I put the level 2 Abyss on the left side, and then I'm thinking, well, if I put my level 2 Abyss on the left side, now my right side is gonna be weaker, so I should put the Vulcan on the right side to compensate, where I think it's probably just better in general to just heavily favor one side over the other. So yeah, I think that'll do it. So I think the thing I'm learning here, the key takeaways here, I think are, if I am going, if there's any part of this that's a mirror match, like Tarantula against Tarantula, if I'm falling behind on my Tarantulas, then I think I need to sell out of them. I either need to sell out of the Tarantulas for something stronger, like the Vulcan, or I need to just come up with some crazy, wacky Hail Mary plays that'll catch them off guard and hopefully help my Tarantulas catch up. Because just sticking to the spiders here, when he's already so far ahead, I just don't think that's going to work out well for me. I think that's the main takeaway for me, is the spider versus spider matchup here. Just wasn't in my favor, so just should not stick to the spiders probably. And then probably just need to come up with some more Hail Mary plays, more surprise plays to catch them off guard and things of that nature. And then also the positioning on my Fanes should probably be back a little bit more, and the spiders should be up a little bit more. I can't have my Fanes that far ahead of my units. And then probably be careful not to go into something like the Abyss too soon, unless I'm absolutely certain that'll it'll work.